Very good morning, students. So today we are going to discuss the next topic, partitioned memory management technique. I told already yesterday, partitioned memory management technique going to overcome the drawback of the previous technique, single contiguous memory management technique. Okay, so that it is better to revise single contiguous memory management and its advantages and disadvantages. So in single contiguous memory management technique, the entire random access memory space is divided into two portion, low memory area and high memory area. So in low memory area, system programs are loaded and executed. In high memory area, user programs are going to be loaded and executed. Okay, as per the concept of single contiguous memory management technique, the entire user memory area going to be treated as a single partition or a single block, so that at a time only one user program is allowed to be loaded and executed. Okay, so this is the principle of single contiguous memory management technique, so that it have some drawbacks. First one, using this memory allocation technique, only very low system utilization is achieved. Very low system utilization is achieved, and only one program can be loaded and executed at a time. So that is uniprogramming. Okay, so to overcome these two drawbacks, next the partitioned memory management technique was evolved. So in partitioned memory allocation technique, it is also a simplest method for memory allocation, so that the user memory area is divided into many fixed size partition. This is very important. So in single contiguous, entire user memory area is treated as a single block. Here the entire user memory area is divided into many blocks with fixed size, in fixed size. So if the user memory area is partitioned into 3 blocks, means at a time at most 3 user program may be loaded and executed. Are you clear? So the entire user memory area is divided into multiple number of partitions with fixed size, and each partition may contain exactly one program. So at a time, at execution time process. So in this multiple partition method, if a partition is occupied by one user program, means only free partition going to be assigned for any waiting user program in queue. Okay, this technique generally called MFT, that is multi-programming with fixed number of tasks. Multi-programming with fixed number of tasks. That means the entire user memory area is divided into many partition with a fixed size, so that there is a fixed number of blocks in high memory area. So only that much number of user program may be loaded and executed. So each partition in multi-programming with a fixed number of tasks going to be treated as a whole. So for example, whole means block of available memory. Holes of various size are scattered throughout the memory. When a process arrives, it is allocated memory from a hole large enough to accommodate it. Operating system maintains information about allocated partition and free partition. So just to revise, actually user memory area is divided into many partition, so that operating system maintains a list what are the partitions are free and what are the partitions are allocated for which user program. Okay. So whenever a new program is assigned for execution to OS, it maintains a queue. Okay. So in queue there are some user programs available for execution. So OS going to pick the first program and it going to search in the available blocks which block is sufficient for this program. So before going to execute, OS measures how much memory space it required for execution and how much CPU time it required for execution. So based on this knowledge, operating system going to verify which free partition available for allocating the demanding program which is waiting in the queue. Okay. So in this situation, there are some portion cannot be treated as a block or a partition. Are you clear? There are some portions cannot be treated as a partition for allocating any user program. So for your understanding, there is a 20 KB user area, 20 KB user area. Here a 3 KB, there are 3 size partitions, 3 KB, 5 KB and 8 KB. Okay. So the available user memory area is 20 KB, so that one 8 KB and one 5 KB, and actually the total user memory area is 20 KB. Here one 8 KB partition is created and another one 5 KB partition is created. So totally 13 KB over, so remaining 7 KB. So in this 7 KB, 2 3 KB partitions may be created. Okay. So in the available 20 KB user memory area, 2 3 KB partition may be created and 1 5 KB partition is created and 1 8 KB partition is created. Okay. So here there are 4 partition. Okay. So in this 4 partition, 2 3 KB and below 3 KB program may be loaded into any one 2 partition, and which program and its size is below 5 KB can be loaded into 5 KB partition, and program and its size is 8 KB and below going to be loaded into 8 KB partition. Okay. So in this multiple partition allocation, for your understanding, first OS, the low memory area is occupied by OS, then process 5, process 8 and process 2. Then after few seconds, process 8 come to terminate. process 8 come to terminate, then this portion will be free. So in execution only process 5 and process 2 available. Then a new job entered, that is process 9 and process 10. So I think this will be discussed elaborately in the next class. So come to understand this. So for your understanding, so this is a structure of random access memory, that is RAM space. Here the top portion is occupied by operating system, so this is low memory area. From 25,600, I think, from this address to 1,02,400, this portion, till this portion is treated as a user memory area. So in this user memory area there are 3 programs available. Okay, so the first user program occupies from the location 25,600 to 30,004 bytes. 30,004 bytes. From 30,004 bytes to 42,094 bytes. So in this portion another user program available, and in 42,094, so from this location to 88,000, in this location the third program available. Okay, come to understand the second program. So the second process is available in the memory location 30,004 to 42,094. So concerning the program 2, when it is in execution, CPU generate address. Okay, so this address must be, it is a numerical number, and this numerical number must be ranges from 0 to the total size of the program. Okay, because a program is 128 byte means a program and its size is 128 bytes. So that within the 128 bytes instructions are available, and only these instructions are going to be executed. Okay, so instructions may be available in any one of the bytes from 0 to 128, so that at the time of execution for only 128 bytes of RAM is sufficient. Okay, so suppose if a CPU generated one address, that is a 65. Okay, so regarding this program CPU generated 65, so that in the RAM space this program available in the memory location 30,004 bytes. Okay, so its starting address is 30,004th byte. This is the starting location. So from this starting location at 65th location the instruction is available. Very clear? So that the location of the instruction to be executed next is 30,004 plus 65, so 30,064. So in this location the instruction is available, that instruction going to be fetched and passed to ALU unit. So that here there are two registers used, base register and limit register. So the base register always contains an address, that is the starting address of one program, and limit register contains the size of the program, So come to understand this concept. So at the time of execution, CPU generated one address. So this address going to be verified whether it is a valid address not. So the address generated by the CPU must be greater than or equal to base register, and it must be within base plus limit register, otherwise it generated an error message. Okay, because in partitioned memory management, the entire user memory area is divided into many partition, and in each partition one user program going to be loaded and executed. So even multiple programs in execution, only one program is in the actual execution, that is executed by the CPU or microprocessor, because others are in other states of execution, that is maybe waiting state, or it may be busy with executing any IO instruction. Okay. So in multi-programming, more than one program is in the state of execution. So here there are three programs in multi-programming. So now we are concentrate on the process 2. So the the area allotted for process 2 is 30,000, that is 30,004 இருந்து 42,094. இந்த போர்ஷனுக்குள்ள மட்டும்தான் அந்த அட்ரஸ் ரெஃபர் ஆகணும். இதுக்கு மேலே போனாலும் இன்னொரு ப்ரோக்ராம், இதுக்கு கீழே வந்தாலும் இன்னொரு ப்ரோக்ராம். ஸோ அடுத்த ப்ரோக்ராமினுடைய இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷனையோ டேட்டாவையோ நம்ம என்ன பண்ணக்கூடாது, டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஸோ அப்படி டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா அது சிஸ்டம் ஒரு எரர் மெசேஜ் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும். ஓகேயா? ஸோ இந்த மெக்கானிசத்தை தான் இங்கே தெளிவாக சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. Okay.